Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. My name is Ginger Pierce, and I am one of the travel agents with Marvelous Mouse Travels. We are the agency that runs this Facebook group, along with several others that are focused on different destinations. We are also an earmarked platinum authorized Disney vacation planner agency. And what that means is that we are trained by Disney to be experts in their vacation product. And we are also recognized by them as providing a high level of customer service to our clients. So, welcome to Sundays with MMT. This is a weekly live agent panel video series that we do in one of our Facebook groups every Sunday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. And we are really excited to be in this group tonight to talk to you about Disney Genie, Disney Genie Plus, and individual attraction selections. So, if you maybe have questions about this new system, this is definitely the place for you to be tonight because we are going to give you an overview and we're going to take any questions that you might have towards the end of the video. In fact, we are using a platform called StreamYard to help us go live this evening. And if you do want to post a question or a comment, it might ask you to approve it to display your profile picture and your username. Just know that you can decline that permission and you can still post and interact with us anonymously. And we would love to talk with you. So I'm joined tonight by three of our marvelous agents. Ladies, thank you so much for being here with us tonight. And if you would take just a second to tell everybody your name, how long you have been with the agency, and the best way for people to reach out to you if they're interested in planning a trip.
Hi, I'm Dina Artizzoni. I have been with Marvelous Mouse Travels for exactly a year. And the best way to reach me is underneath here at my Instagram at Dina_Marvelous Mouse Travels.
Hi, and I'm Leanne Sidley, and I have been with the agency just under a year. And the best way to reach me is through my email at leanne@marvelousmousetravels.com.
Hi, everyone. I'm Jacqueline Versillo. I've been with Marvelous Mouse Travels for 4 years now. And the best way to see me and contact with me and have all things fun travel is to follow me on Instagram at Jacqueline's Marvelous Mouse Travels.
And again, my name is Ginger, and I have been with the agency just over 3.5 years. The best way to get in touch with me is to visit my blog, which you can find at gingermmt.com. So I think there are so many questions out there about Disney Genie Plus, because as we know, there have been a lot of changes at Disneyland over the past couple years. You know, if you really think about it, we've got Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, we have the new Marvel Avengers campus, so many new things, exciting things, and you can really just kind of add Disney Genie to the list of things that are maybe similar to things that have been done in the past, like Max Pass, but kind of have their own unique elements and unique features. So let's start really basic this evening, ladies. Let's say, what is Disney Genie and what does it do?
Oh, well, basically everybody gets Disney Genie now. It's the new program that helps kind of build your itinerary throughout the day. You can put in your likes, what you're very interested in seeing, and it will also provide recommendations for you throughout your day. But that is included just if you have to actually reinstall your app sometimes to get the Genie on. But Genie is now a universal thing for anybody to use, and it definitely helps with your daily planning and helps with your likes to see, like, okay, you know, if you're interested in princesses, oh, right now there's a princess cavalcade or a princess meet and greet by the castle, and it will do suggestions throughout the day for you.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. So Disney Genie is kind of like, you know, Disney's way of gathering information about the things that you are interested in doing, whether, like Jacqueline said, you're interested in princesses or Star Wars or Toy Story or whatever the case may be, and kind of giving you, you know, suggestions of things around the park that hit those interests. And so, you know, the process of putting your interests in for Disney Genie, have you guys found that to be pretty simple, pretty easy for people to figure out?
I just used it last week, and I was able to be at Big Thunder Mountain, and then I saw that Matterhorn had dropped down, and so we scooted over there real quick. I found it very beneficial.
Yeah, because it does show you those forecasted wait times, which is really nice too.
And I
Yeah.
agree with you that it is we had Max Pass at Disneyland for a while, which was a game changer. And I loved that they took this idea and moved it forward and even brought it to Walt Disney World, because it is so convenient instead of running around or having 3 fast passes, but it is just the most convenient thing. And you can change, if you've booked a pass, or if you've booked a lightning lane reservation, you can change it at any time if you see that, oh wait, I actually want to do this. It is, I think I get a lot of anxiety from clients saying, oh, Genie Plus, I'm so nervous, I'm watching all these YouTube videos and I'm nervous. But once you really get in there and see how it works, it's really not that scary, and it's very helpful.
Yeah, I agree. I completely agree. So here's a big question that I think, a lot of people, when this idea was first announced, that, oh, Disney's, got this itinerary building tool, this thing that's going to give you crafted tips in the parks, is, well, what are travel professionals going to do? Like, why would I need a travel agent anymore? So does Disney Genie replace a travel agent? Why or why not?
I have to say no. Last week when I was in the parks, my family had me do the whole thing. They're like, oh, you got it. I don't want to do it.
I think it's true. It's really based on what you're enjoying with your family, what your family enjoys. Your travel agent is awesome to have, but when it comes to that moment of working with your kids and running around the park, you all get to look at the Genie and see what's going on and make your plans at that moment. And everyone's got their favorite rides, and so they try to coordinate it. So it's something that's for the moment, and it can change at any time. Which makes it a lot more convenient if you want to go grab lunch real quickly, and you have that gauge and just monitor it and plan the day. So it doesn't replace your travel agent, but you don't need your travel agent to do that either.
I also think I was actually working on an itinerary for my client, because there are certain of the Genie Plus Lightning Lane passes that go fast throughout the day. And if you don't book it immediately, you won't get that ride. So we can say, hey, if you are interested in this ride because your family wants to ride it, and it's a must, you must book this one first. And then we can kind of guide them along the way, because the Genie is wonderful and it's a great tool. But we kind of know, we've been in the parks, we've seen which passes go fast, and we want to make sure we get you on those rides. And we have that firsthand experience using this.
And also, too, when it comes to things like pre-planning, like dining reservations, that is something that Disney Genie is not going to do for you. They're not going to wake up early and make your dining reservations. They are not going to monitor for new promotions to hopefully save you money. They're not going to wait on hold for hours with Disney IT if there's something up with your account. There's a lot of things, the pre-planning elements, that you still need, someone who is used to these systems, works in these systems all the time, to help you with that. And then Disney Genie can be that really great, like Dina was saying, in the moment, in the park, as you're making kind of those spur of the minute decisions with, all of your information that you've been armed with by your travel agent, then you're set up for success to kind of navigate the parks on your own in that moment, with all that stuff done.
It knows if you're doing something, and all of a sudden, hey, you're right in front of Holly Jolly. You might want to go grab a sandwich real quick. You had not that they don't for a couple hours, but it does pick up after a while.
Yeah.
And I think we've also seen too, the Genie Plus is evolving, and things are shifting, and we can be the first we get those messages of, oh, you know what, this ride now is going to be a lightning lane and with Genie Plus, and no longer an individual lightning lane. And we get all of those updates that for a normal person planning a vacation, like sometimes you just don't see those things. Right. And we will be the first to inform you, oh, hey, you know what, now Web Slingers is an individual lightning lane pass, but it's still a standby line. Like, we can help with all of those things. And every day is something new with Disney. You never know what's going to change.
True. That's a great point. So let's move on a little bit and talk about the Disney Genie Plus. We've already kind of referenced it a little bit, but what is Disney Genie Plus and how much is it going to cost?
It's an additional feature that helps get you into about, I think it's like 12 rides at Disneyland. and about 7 over at California Adventure. There is an additional cost per ticket per person of $20. But I've used it twice and I loved it. It's absolutely worth it. Really, it guided me in areas that honestly, as a travel agent, I didn't even think of going to. And I've gone to Disneyland all my life. So it's creative and it really gets you onto the rides when you need to get on, to time your day out correctly, and you're not running around getting fast passes. It's all in your hand. So that's what I love about it.
Yeah.
It's worth it.
Well,
So
Leanne,
for
you
people,
just used it, right?
Yes, I used it during the week of Christmas, actually.
How'd that go?
It was fabulous. I didn't have any problems at all. It made everything just go so smoothly. I would be able to judge things on how we like times that we could eat and stuff like that. It made it seamless.
Mhm.
Yeah,
That was-
I personally think it's a wonderful addition. We used to have that Max Pass, and I missed it. And now that crowds are coming back, and we are going back up to a higher capacity, having that lightning lane, and especially for families who only have a day or maybe two to see the parks, you can knock it all out if you have the Genie Plus without standing in a 2-hour line for every ride.
That's true. I have not used it at Disneyland yet, but I did use it just last week at Disney World. And I am a huge fan of the system because like Jacqueline was saying, I know the parks well enough to know kind of the hot rides that are going to go first. And so, I kind of just tried to prioritize and grab those things when I could. But what's great about Disney Genie Plus is that the app will tell you exactly when you can make your next selection. And it really does. Like, I know a lot of people are trying to maybe watch YouTube videos or something like that and figure out like, well, there's this calculus as to when I can make my next. The app is going to tell you, okay, like it's going to take a lot of the guesswork out of it. But knowing how to prioritize those rides is something that I think only comes with experience in the parks. But if you know the parks and kind of how you should structure that, it's a wonderful system. And it made touring Disney World, which is obviously, quite large, a whole lot easier for me with 2 young kids at Christmas time. So.
And I just think it alleviates stress. It's worth every penny to me. You're going to get those rides that your kids are going to love, and you don't have to stand. It is a game changer when it comes to fitting everything in, and especially I love selling it to young families who are like, we need to go back to the hotel to rest for a little bit. I'm like, and do Genie Plus, because you are going to get so much more done and at a faster pace than if you were to just, meander around the park.
Yeah, that's a great point. So what about those individual attraction passes? What are these? How much did they cost? How's that different from Disney Genie Plus?
So for Disneyland, you have Web Slingers, and that was $18 last week. I know the price fluctuates.
It's a seasonal moment.
Yes. And then
Radiator Springs.
There we go.
Which is a prime.
Yes. And that one was also $18.
Yeah.
And that is the ride you need to buy Lightning Lane for individually. It's
100%.
Absolutely worth it, those rides. And then the ride in Disneyland that you can get an individual Lightning Lane for is Rise of the Resistance.
Yes.
So these 3 rides are the top-notch rides. And standby, you're talking for Rise of the Resistance 3-4 hours. But if you grab that Lightning Lane pass, and I'm sure, Leanne, you had premium costs for Christmas time, but
yes,
it definitely fluctuates. And again, that extra money, like, it is so worth the
time. I think of the time that comes out line,
to get this right.
And that money is worth it when you're standing in line for 60 minutes, 90 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, and even my sister said that she hated walking down the Lightning Lane
Feeling guilty.
Like, because she was like, I feel bad. All these people have been waiting for like hours. And she's like, here I am just walking on.
You walk out, you still see them.
Yeah.
Yeah. We laughed. We said it was like Wayne's World where they have their VIP cards and they're walking past everybody like backstage pass.
Yes.
But yeah, and especially it's like if you are traveling and you have that your kid loves Star Wars or adults that love Star Wars and that is a must do, then you individually lightning lane that and call it a day and just it's worth the experience.
Oh, I want to share. So I had it for Radiator Springs. This was mid-December, and of course when we get there, it was shut down for a little bit. And what they do with that ticket, and I just think that this is important because it was well worth it. It applies to any of these 3 lightning lanes. So you can go. They said that you could go to any of them. Well, we hoped and saved, and we did. We got on to Radiator Springs because that's what we really wanted. But I just thought that was something interesting to know, that it's not a loss. If you spend the money, they're not going to let you lose that money. They're going to find a way to make up for that. So that's important. And also $18 is a little high, but there's times it could be down to like $9. It depends on the occupancy, I think, in the park at the time, the capacity. So, and that's because they're really running through more people probably. I need to get everybody on there that's signed up with it. So
for sure. So do you have to purchase Disney Genie Plus in order to be able to purchase one of those individual attraction selections?
No. So if you know one of those 3 is your go-to and you don't care about any of the other rides, you do not have to purchase Genie Plus. You can just individually purchase those 3 rides.
Yeah. And you can have 2 per day, correct? Yeah. So, I mean, and then again, at Disneyland, there's only 3. So, I mean, if you're there for a couple days, you easily could get all 3 of those done if you have those individual. One of them you could do twice if you wanted to, just not on the same day.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. But I also think it's important to note that in order to use Genie Plus, you have to actually enter the park. And same with booking those individual lightning lane passes. You have to physically have checked into the park in order to start booking those attractions. So you can't unfortunately do it from your car or a hotel room. You have to physically have scanned your ticket, and then you are good to go to start booking those rides. And I think too, we've all experienced where if you just keep refreshing throughout the day too, sometimes things just show up because people will drop off. So it doesn't mean if you can't get to the park till 10 that you are Genie Plus is a loss, because just you keep refreshing, things move and shift. And that's the beauty of Disney Genie.
Yeah, that's a great point. So $1 million question, and we've kind of probably alluded to our thoughts on this already, but are they worth it? Are Disney Genie Plus and the individual attraction selections worth it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
100% changes your day, changes your stress. It adds to your day.
Never go without Genie.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I said. If you really think about it, you might pay $20 for a quick service meal in the park, and so really for the price of a quick service meal per person, you have more time in the parks. I mean, honestly, that's what this comes down to, is how much quality time do you want to have in these parks? Because like, I think it was Jacqueline that said, it changes your day. It changes the pace and structure of your day and makes everything a whole lot less.
This last trip I took felt the most complete. Like I walked away that day, at the end of the day feeling like, wow, I really got to see and experience everything that I love to do here. And there's most times I would walk out going, oh gosh, there's so much still to catch up on, if I'm there for a few days. So it definitely, it works. It really does.
That's awesome.
And you get, I love the little text alerts you get, like, oh, your booking window just opened. You can start to go to the ride now, as a reminder, because sometimes you do get caught up with stuff that's like, oh, yes, that's right. I have my pass.
In the middle of the street, yay!
Yeah, so it's it's a little helper too, to remind you. And so you're not constantly like scrolling through your phone, like, what's next? This will pop up. Be like, just a reminder. It's really nice.
Right. Yeah,
so
I think that's great too.
Max Packs was great, but they have expanded upon that to make it a really all-inclusive itinerary.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. So I'm not seeing any questions that we have had come through live in this session. So I'll just say, if you are catching this video later, I know many people do tend to watch these, especially on the West Coast after the fact, because this is dinner time for a lot of people right now. But we do leave these in our group forever. So if you are coming across this after the fact and you have a question, you are still welcome to drop that in the comments. We monitor these videos and we will come back and get those questions from you at a later date. But thank you so much for joining us for Sundays with MMT tonight. We hope that you learned a lot of helpful information about Disney Genie and Disney Genie Plus and those individual attraction selections. Keep in mind that if you're interested in booking a trip to Disneyland, that it does not cost you any extra to book through one of our agents. You're going to pay the same amount of money to book through us as you would to book right on Disneyland's website. And yet, when you book through us, you are getting insider tips, firsthand experience, people who are experts in these systems and can really help you maximize them to have the best vacation experience possible. And we can help you with anything from a theme park vacation to an all-inclusive, a cruise, international travel, pretty much anywhere in the world you want to go, there is a Marvelous Mouse Travels agent who can help get you there.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're joining us a little bit late and you missed the contact information from these agents, it is all the way back at the beginning of the video. So feel free to go back and check that out and reach out for a quote. But again, thank you so much for joining us, and we hope to see you again soon for another episode of Sundays with MMT. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Happy New Year.
Bye.